clinic and do a whole heap of work at the clinic. If I go there, it looks so beautiful around there. But one thing you want, the road for growing there, but it soon come. It soon come. But you see, you come on to the politics now, you have to have patience. Patience on politics. You know, so why people talk to the MP and say, boy, nothing not go on. Nothing not go on for them or something, but why did I tell you? 4.5 years. Montego Bay. Therefore, it don't take someone who just run come up and say, I want to be a member of parliament. He is a man that have all the ingredients, all that effort he has put in, all that strength and all the vigorous things to make him be where he is now. So therefore, MP Davis is not somebody you say that does fly by night. He has worked every day and night to bring prosperity to his vision. Also move from the division level to now the member of parliament for Southern St. James. And for that, we need to give him a handful. And I say you do not have someone with such talent and would want to change that individual? Hell no. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the night that he has put away himself to come and do the unthinkable. I have never seen MPs who hold so much community meetings to give of what is for that period that he has been there. I have never seen it. And that is why I am so proud that tonight I want to introduce to you a man that has been tested, has been proven, and I am sure that after tonight you will be so knowledgeable of all of what he has done and what he is about to do. And I can assure you, he will not come up here and tell you any promises that will not be fulfilled. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to put your hands together as we welcome to the podium no other than your Member of Parliament, the Honorable Homer E. Davis. Yes. Come on, give your Member of Parliament a bigger hand than that. Sir, we are proud of you. We are happy to have you. And we know that the second term, third term, and fourth term is in the making.
Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, everyone. It was indeed a very showerful evening. When I was coming up and the rain was falling, I said, when things are looking the right way for the Labour Party, it rains. It rains. But this evening is a continuation of what I've been doing, and this is our 6th community meeting. We have had meeting in Niagara, we have had meeting in Garlands, we have had meeting in Kensington, we have had meeting in Richmond Hill, we have had meeting in Duckets, and we are now in Catadupa. Well, let me thank my team for organizing, and let me thank you, the people, for coming out here. My report on my stewardship in my 4.5 years since I've been your Member of Parliament. But there are certain things that I think I need to refresh your this Catadupa division, has been run by the PNP for 39 years, continuously, from 1986 until now. We always have a PNP councillor. You have to ask yourself the question, have they delivered? From 1989 to 2020, you had a PNP member of parliament, and if my calculation is right, we're looking at 31 years and 7 months. And I want the people of Catadupa to look into themselves and ask themselves the question, have we gotten representation over that 39 or 31 years since the PNP is representing the Catadupa division? You have the answer. But let me say to you that when I became your member of parliament in this constituency, I didn't get a constituency that didn't have any bad road. As a matter of fact, someone said to me, why would you want South St. James? Everything in South St. James needs repair, needs to be upgraded. And I said to the person, I like a challenge. And the challenge is, as I've said, I need to give off my best. And I have started to give enough my best long before I even became member of parliament for here. I was a councillor for the Anchovy division, which is the Cambridge division. That Jabin Baker, who spoke earlier, is now the councillor for down there. And let me tell you, I won 3 local government elections in a row. And we again win the division in last year, February. So I can tell you, Anchovy, Cambridge division is a Labour Party bastion in this constituency. I intend to make this constituency a Labour Party bastion constituency. And I'm not going to make it a Labour Party bastion constituency without not changing the landscape of this constituency. And how do you change the landscape of a constituency? You change it by doing the things that are necessary, by doing the things that will create a better standard of living for its people. You do the things that the people has been crying out for the past 40 years. So the people speak of water, very critical issue in South St. James. They speak of road, very critical issue. They speak of the farming, agriculture, very critical issue. They speak of education, very critical. And I will speak on those 4 areas tonight. And I will report to you what I have been doing in my 4.5 years. I will speak on the whole question of water. I like to refresh people's memory because it is important. Marcus Garvey said, in order to know where you must know your past. And I remember in 2009, when I was a of Rural Water Board. We came here with Minister Warmington and commissioned the Catadupa water supply right out there. And that was done under a Labour Party government. And I can tell you, I heard some comments today about the dead member of parliament that I will not repeat them. So the first time a government has made a serious effort to make the people of Lapland and Catadupa water was during the Bruce Golding administration at the time, Mr. Clark. And you know what you know why the system is not supplying the community as it should or as it was designed to? There was a meeting that was held. There was a meeting that was held, I think it was at the Catadupa Primary School, where the people in the meeting were told not to pay any water bill. Not to pay any water bill. I remember I was a councillor for my division at the time. And Water Commission decided that they weren't going to take over the system because they envisaged that it would be a problem. We tried to get the parish council. We have been here about 3 times to have persons to register on the system. And I think probably about 15, 20 persons registered. The parish council said, no, we can't operate with that. And those persons, over a period of time, were refunded their money. What happened after that? It was taken over by a private individual from the community. And to be frank with you, I have said it over and over, I must commend him because he has taken up an initiative. And from time to time, he complained to me that he's not getting the necessary support, especially when the bills are to be paid. Because I know that those pumps cost a lot to run. But that was then. I became the Member of Parliament on the 3rd of September 2020. I knew the plight of the people up in Lapland. And I set about to make sure that the people in Lapland got their own water supply. And tonight I stand here with you to say to you that the people of Lapland now have their own water supply. The people of Lapland have a reliable water supply. It is powered by solar, and sometimes when the time is cold, it don't generate enough power to generate or to activate the pump that is used to pump the water. But all in all, the people of Lapland is much better off now. Much better off. I know there are some teething pains, and that will be rectified. Will be rectified very soon. Plan and look at some other areas. in Barnet Bush area, Hampton area. There's a water supply source there that was so badly managed. It was barely limping. And what have I done? I took the minister with responsibility for water on a tour in November 2023. We visited the source and he gave instructions that we are to change out the pipes, rehabilitate the system, and allow the people of Mount Oreb, Springfield, Hampton, Fern, Plum, Rushy to start receiving a reliable source of water. What has happened? Water Commission did not understand the extent of the work that needed to be done. And so it is not running at the same pace as they had estimated it. But I can tell you, I spoke to the regional manager just Friday morning, and he gave me the assurance that the last thing that is left to be done is the pumps down in Barnet Bush there. Those pumps need to be taken out and have them repaired. And those of you who happen to use that area, you will notice that the tanks have been refurbished. They have fenced the tanks around there to prevent vandals or to prevent persons from going in that area to interfere with the system. So I'm very upbeat that soon and very soon the people of those areas that I've mentioned earlier will see water once. 1, 2. I will now go to Tangle River Roper. That is over on the way to the islands. A brand new 50,000 gallon water tank was installed there. I think it's about 2022. Further upgrading of the system will be done. That is up in Top Roper, where the storage will be increased, and that will allow the people of Top River, Malden, Summerhill, Flamstead Garden, Maroon Town, Garlands, Town, Top Bottom Roper, Dundee, and other areas to see potable water once more in their pipes. Already, some $53 million has been made available. It is now out for tender. And those of you who don't fully understand what the tendering process is all about, they are advertising to get the relevant contractors to do the work. I will leave from there and go into Spring Garden. The Spring Garden water supply is up and running. We are in the process of spending some $19 million to upgrade the system. Upgrading the system will be improving the storage capacity from 7,000 gallons to 17,000 gallons. We will also be providing a solar-powered system there, so we don't have to depend on the mechanical gas pump to run that system. That system will be completed in short order. Areas that have not seen water, like Kensington, Cottage Road, Barry Road, all the way down to Point, will once again see water in their pipes. Ladies and gentlemen, water is a very critical part of one's living. Very, very critical. And the one that have me jumping, the one that have me smiling, it is a shed load to Anchovy water supply. A lot of you might think that the Montpelier, Anchovy, Roehampton, Lawson, and those areas have a reliable supply of water. I am here to say to you that it's not there. And you ask yourself the question, what had happened before? A gentleman reminded me some weeks ago that in 1989, when such man became the member of parliament, all those areas had water. But all is not lost, because recently ground was broken. Pipeline work has started. And before the end of this year, the people of Montpelier, Mount Carey, and Anchovy, all the off-roads, York Bush, Mahogany, Carey Village, Roehampton, Lawson, will be seeing piped water that has been missing from their community for as long as 25 years in some instances. We are looking at reaching some 6,000 residents from across that space that I've mentioned. So let me say to you, as it relates to water across this constituency, the Shetland Montpelier water supply alone, that is over $700 million. The Endeavour water supply is over $100 million. The Lapland water supply is a little over $15 million was spent to put in that system. And if we go over to Tango River, it's over $110 million is being spent. And if we go up to Johnson, a brand new 100,000 gallons water tank has been installed up there. New pipes were laid. And that's another $100 million system. So when I do my own calculation, where over $1 billion is being spent on water in this constituency, never in its history. And so I can say with certainty, on completion of all these projects, more than 70% of the constituency will have access to potable water. Let me move on to our road network. You know, I heard a lot of persons, and quite cynically so, they are saying that, boy, all these road works being done because election is near. I want to disabuse your mind of that. Because the first 2 years when I was the member of parliament, the whole of us forget about COVID. that Jamaica was basically, well, the world was locked down for nearly 2 years. And the money that should have been spent on road network was being spent on the care package, which a number of persons have gotten checks from government. It was being spent on medication. It was being spent on hospitals. It was being spent on caring for the people who suffered from COVID. So nothing could have been made available to do road, water, and all these things. So you will see more happening as it relates to your road. Because so far, I have some 10 roads to be rehabilitated. I have 5 more roads to be rehabilitated. And up in Catadupa, I have 2 roads to be rehabilitated. But I'll tell you them. So I will tell you the ones that will be done. The first of my 10 are the Spark Road. One will be done in Cambridge. So those of you who are from Cambridge, Brissett Road will start shortly. I've spoken to the contractor and he asked me to identify a liaison officer. And I'm supposed to email him tomorrow morning to say who that person will be. Over in Asgard, some work will be done over there on a section of the Asgard Road. A section will be done through the Spark program. And another section will be done through the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, or through RADA. If we look at other roads to be done in this area, I can tell the people of Richmond Hill, which is behind me, Clinton, that I spoke to the superintendent on my way up here, and it has now been out for tendering. And when that starts happening, I can give myself another 6 to 8 weeks before we start the actual work on the Richmond Hill Road down towards, going towards by the attraction here. Know the attraction is having a hard time because the tour buses don't want to go down because of the condition of the road. Say to also to the persons up in Lapland, a section of the Lapland Road will be repaired under the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, RADA. The minister spoke about it at Mount Pelias show on Monday. He announced it. So as it relates to roads, we are doing our fair share. From the Spark program, we will be spending some $325 million on the roads that will be impacted. Well, I mentioned Brissett Road, that one is to start soon. Richmond Hill to Mafuta, Brothers Retreat, Catskin in Stonehenge, Malden Road in Maroontown, Old Jackson Road in Maroontown, School Road in Niagara, Comfort Hall to Whalespan, down in the Anchovy area. Those are the roads that will be done under the Spark program. We have been doing some roads under the REACH program. We have done some already. We have done road in Rentland. We have done road in Yarbush. We have done road in Mars. We have done road in Rockland. And we have done road in Care Village. And to start tomorrow morning, I was told by the contractor. Tomorrow morning, I was told by the contractor. The Barry Road will be starting soon. The Byland Road will be starting. The Cottage Road will be starting. The Spring Garden Road will be starting. The Tuller Road will be starting. and we're not done yet. Come the second of May, we will be rolling in equipment to start the road from Maroon Town to Chatsworth. That road will be starting from Maroon Town to Chatsworth. So when you talk about my 4.5 years, you can look back at the man who was there before me and look at 20 years and tell me if he has done that amount of roads in this constituency. When I got this constituency, it was managed. And let me tell you, as I said, I intend to make sure that this constituency, a model constituency, and will be a better place at the end of my second term, because I know you will give me that second term. I'm not asking you to support me because I was born in South St. James. That is not what I'm about. I'm saying elect me because I perform. Elect me because I've been here with you. And let me tell you, as I said previously, with all these work that I'm doing, I am not going to allow nobody to come and cut no ribbon. Nobody not going to come cut no ribbon. Because this water project in Anchovy is the largest water project to take place in St. James in the last 20 years. So don't underestimate. We had a little challenge earlier. There was a shortage of pipes, not only for my project, but right across Jamaica. And if you go around by the old milk factory, you will see more than pipe to finish the project. And they have started last week here. So those of you who travel down to Mount Pelia, into Anchovy, come in the next couple of weeks, you will start seeing some delays again because they're going to start cutting the roads to put in more pipes. So let me say to you, and it's not only those areas alone that we have done road. If you're going Copperwood, you won't even know where you're there. We give them carpet, we give them concrete road. You go around a Whalespan, we give them concrete road. You go around a Eaton, we give them concrete road. So let me tell you something. This is a member of parliament that I don't play. I do what you expect of me to do. But you have to understand that I alone can't get the government resources. But whatever I do get, it is spent in the best interest of the people of this constituency. A man told me that he drove from Montego Bay to St. Elizabeth recently. And he drove through Cambridge. He drove through Retrieve. He drove up to Marchman Road. And he drove through Stonehenge. And he called me and said, boy, I don't know where I don't pay no brother, but I don't know. If your road and look better than everywhere else where I go. Someone said, everything can be done at the same time. And we still have some little section of the roads which are bad. And I am aware of them. And I don't need nobody to tell me them. Because there's not a road in South St. James that I've often driven on. None. Every road. Sometimes I drive in a some road. Somebody say, but Mr. D, you have to come around now. I say, yeah man, I have to come because I want to see what I want. Right? Somebody look for me and said, then tell me something. then them other people that know them place. Yeah? So let us understand. Parliament that is delivering for the people. I remember when I became the member of parliament, there was a wall up in Garlands. There was a wall up in Garland that was broken away for some years when such man was there. And if you go up there now, we build a brand new wall. I mean, hear some man I say, boy, it did depend the books. No one know what kind of books it did depend, Mr. Barrett.
Pipeline away naman.
Well, I want to tell you, the last information I got when such man moved away, he took that book with him. So it couldn't be on that book. So we built that wall. We built that wall. And we still have some more walls to be built. We still have some more walls to be built. Because going on the Moko to Johnson to Arcade and Niagara side, I don't know. And so I took the people from NWA recently there, and they are now supposed to be going back in to do some assessment and to do some estimate of what is to be done. So as it relates to roads, believe me, I think as your first term member of parliament, the amount of roads that I have repaired, the amount of roads that I've seen fixed, I don't know of anyone in this parish who have done more roads than myself. Last year we had a problem with Beryl. We had Beryl came and did some massive damage across this constituency. Our electricity grid was down in a very bad way. As a matter of fact, the day after, I toured section of the constituency, and I said to my driver, boy, this looked like about 2 months' time. But in some areas within 4 weeks, lights were back. Some areas took a longer time, but it was really, really, really bad. But coming out of Beryl, the farmers got a big blow. When I toured the farming communities, especially the banana farmers, they got a big hit. And through resources provided through the office of the Member of Parliament, we were able to provide some 500 bags of fertilizer, which is not enough to assist these farmers in getting back on their feet. As it relates to persons who have suffered damage to their houses, we had over 250 persons who suffered damages of varying degrees. Some people lose them little house. Some people lose a section of their roof. But your government, led by the most Honorable Andrew Wallace and your Member of Parliament, make sure that the people who suffered damage and reported the matter to either the office of the Member of Parliament or the Ministry of Labour and Social Security, they were compensated somewhat to assist them to put either back the roof or to strengthen their houses. And so I am very happy that most, if not all, the persons who didn't get any compensation, possibly it could be those who didn't make a report. But all those persons who had reported and were visited by the NIS, I'm sure that most, if not all, was recommended for some benefit. Education, as I said, is one of my favorite area of political representation. Before I became the Member of Parliament, I had called a High Achievers Award from early, based on the performance of children in their school, of which we have 14 primary schools in this constituency. Based on their performance, they were awarded some special grant. And so far, since I became the Member of Parliament, we have reached out to about 600 such students with those who, the top boys and the top girls who do well at Catadupa Primary, they receive special grants. They receive a cash grant and they receive a book voucher grant to the tune of $25,000. The top boy and the top girl get a laptop each. We have continued to issue book vouchers on a yearly basis. We have continued to assist students who are attending tertiary institutions. On a yearly basis, we reach out to 60 such students from across the constituency who is either attending Sam Sharp, attending UWI, attending CAST, attending College, or attending any other tertiary institution across Jamaica. On a yearly basis, we spent over $13 million on education assistance. And as I said, it is something that is near and dear to me. I could not be in Catadupa and don't speak about the upgrading of the Catadupa Health Center. A lot of us forget what it was. And this was done between 2023 and 2024. It was as a result of your Member of Parliament insisting on the Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Christopher Tufton, and he said, Homer, I will go to make sure that the Catadupa Health Center is brought up to a state that is reflecting of the people who goes there. The Cambridge Health Center, that was done round about the year before that. When you go to the Cambridge Health Center, trust me, you don't have anything look and feel better than that. And all the various medical discipline that is needed there, you can have it there. And soon to come on stream, the Roehampton Health Center will be given some needed upgrading. The Garlands and the Maroontown Health Center, that too is slated for rehabilitation. So my constituents, I am here, as I said, to report to you, to report on my stewardship in this constituency. Whenever I do things in this constituency, I do it for the benefit of the people. I know we are registering persons for the farmer program for the overseas work program for persons who are 75 years and older, for the social pension program, for persons who are desirous of attending art NS, and also for persons who have a skill but is not certified. So whether or not you're a carpenter, you're a mason, you're a plumber, you're an electrician, I would strongly recommend that you go and get yourself certified. It is pretty easy. What you need to do is to go to the office on the street, tell them where you are working, and they will send someone on site to see you working and assess the work that you are doing and we issue you with a certificate. There's a new program that the government has announced. This program is called the Solidarity Program. And this is the one that is designed to help small business operators. So if you operate a little hairdressing salon and you need a little help to buy some shampoo and whatever you're using there. If you're a barber, you might need a new little barber shear and stuff like that. You're qualified. If you run a little business and you need to help, you can be qualified. So this program will be rolled out very, very soon. And it is to benefit persons who are running a little business, where there's a little farming, where there's a little poultry farming, and you need a little assistance. They will be making $20,000 to everyone. So I don't want you to miss these opportunities, because the government have been giving away a lot of money. People have been saying, I buy people. But no, your government can afford to do it, because the country is being run in such a way that the government have a little excess that they can pass on. You remember first time, when every time there's a budget, the Minister of Finance jump on the plane the following day and go to Washington, go borrow money to close the gap. When last have you heard government jump on the plane and say them are going to borrow money? We're not borrowing any money. We're not putting any more debt on the backs of the people. So let us that we're building the Montego Bay perimeter on the Long Hill Bypass Road, $275 million US. We're not borrowing a red cent. A few no money, a few money. All what I have announced, the over $1.3 billion that I have announced to be spent in this constituency, we're not borrowing a dime. It is the government's management of the economy why we can have this amount of money, because we don't run dibby government. We don't run with it government. We run a government that is prudent and responsible. We run a government that is accountable to the people. And so we going in the next general election, we will be going on our performance. Nothing else. We're not coming to trick anybody. We're not coming to tell you people that a horse can fly, because we have never seen a horse fly yet. So let us understand those things. We have never had unemployment at 3.5%, never in the history of this country. Our debt to GDP is 68.7%. Our dollar is stable. Investors are flowing in. Hotel rooms are being built. Montego Bay, Horcherios. We are seeing over per day and then 75 flights on a Saturday and a Sunday each day coming to Jamaica. So let us understand that your country is in the best position it has ever been. I would not say to you that everything is all right. Yes, I know everything all right. Are you going around running up the mouth about Cornwall Regional Hospital? I can tell you, yes, there are changes there. But if they're doing what we're supposed to be doing in their 18 and a half years, then we would not have a problem to be dealing with at Cornwall Regional Hospital. We're actually building a new Cornwall Regional Hospital without the walls. Everything inside was taken down. Everything inside was taken down. And I can assure you that on completion, you the people of St. James, will have one of the best health facilities anywhere, not only in Jamaica, but anywhere in the Caribbean, and I would dare say the Central and South America. So let us understand that. Your government has employed more doctors and more nurses more than any other time. Your government has built more police stations more than any other time. Your government has been paying police, nurses, teachers, doctors more than any other time. So don't let us underestimate what your government is doing. Your government is making sure that they run your country in such a way that you can plan and you can live. And I cannot be standing here and don't speak on crime. We are now enjoying the lowest murder rate ever in the history of Jamaica in the last 25 years. Murder is down 36%. Montego Bay or St. James, murder is down 56.5%. So let us understand that in February alone we only had one murder. One murder in St. James in February. So we don't have any time to look behind. We don't have any time to put a new driver around the steering wheel. We have the driver. We have the man. We have the man with the plan. We have the man who have been working. We have Andrew Michael Holness. And we need to make sure that we give him that third term when that time comes. So let me say to you, we are on the road. We are on the road. And we are feeling, I have never been feeling before. I can tell you, the last election, 2020, were won by 1,900. And I will say to you that we're going to surpass that margin when the next elections are coming. So what I want to say to you, we are not like them. We are not coming around to promise, to give false promise. We are coming around to show them what we have done and what will be done. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to see you out here tonight because I think what I need to do, I need to transmit to you, the people of the various communities, of what I have done in my 4.5 years as a member of parliament. You can fact check anything that I've said to you tonight. Fact check it tonight or tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I'll be on a program where I'll be broadcasting live on all the social media network. And I'm sure Mr. Clark will give you the full detail of how you can tune in and listen. So if there's anything that I've said to you tonight that sound truth, you can go check it. If you want to check it, you can call me. And I won't give you the answer. I will send you where you can get the answer. So let us understand that you have a member of parliament, that my only mission is to serve you. My only mission is to commit to you to do what I do for the people, is to work for the people. And if you work for the people, then the people will appreciate what you have done for them. So once again, thank you very much for coming out. And you will be seeing more of me, because tonight is just a little tip of the iceberg. I decided that I'll be going across the constituency to report to the people who elected me as their member of parliament, and to speak to the people who will see my work. I must reward this man, because this is work. Because if it's good work, then the second time will be better. So let me say to you, I am here to serve you. I am here to work with you. And may God bless you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Give your hand big thanks for that. Incentive. That is done. MP. An MP, I must tell you, sir, here in Catadupa in 1996. Can't forget that Christmas. I was living in fun when they come and drop pipeline and say, we got to go run, come help fund. And sir, after the election, they the pipe and said the 2-inch pipe was the wrong side. What can so 2-inch pipe? How can pipe be the wrong pipe in a community like that? I never can forget that. So I am telling you, sir, thank you. You have done a tremendous 4.5 years. Now, if anyone in this community, and you are from the Catadupa side, is the only community right now, can the member of parliament will be willing to answer it immediately. We are running short, and as he said, there is road work. When I left Santa Cruz, and I'm telling you, it is 45 minutes it takes me from my house to Santa Cruz, because when I reach Marchi, I don't have to worry again, Cleveland, of how I'm going to reach Stony, to reach Santa Cruz, and come back within 2 hours. So I can assure you, sir, road, a run. Is there anyone that did come? Any questions? Or any issues you have here? Do you come? Anyone? Hamilton? Eh? Oh, answer already. God, when Mr. Hamilton, do not do in Catadupa. Ladies and gentlemen, one on behalf of the Member of Parliament for turning out. We want to thank the visiting councillor from the Cambridge Division who is here. Mr. Hamilton, you'll find something. You want a question? All right, come.
An MP. So maybe you have some answer to that.
Hamilton. But Mr. Clark, we'll just call the service provider and ask, because I don't know, a few of them has been in and out. It's not only here, but I've gotten a report about here already. But I did not even speak on Wi-Fi because we have some 7 and we have about 3 more to come. But I will definitely be calling them tomorrow morning to let them come and check and see what is the problem with that. All right? All right, Mr. Hamilton. Good.
Thank you, MP. So, Mr. Hamilton, I can give you a little history about what is happening with this Wi-Fi. What happened is that the signal, MP, comes from Bethel Town. Right? So the provider said that whenever there's a problem in Bethel Town, then Catadupa do have that because once there's a problem here, we're going to ask you to reach out to the MP's office, and we normally reach out to the provider and they normally get it. Right? So if you have any problem in with it, just always reach out to the MP's office and we will take care of it. Alright? But as I said, it is not really here, it's based on where they get their signal. Some issues. Anybody else? Let us welcome Pastor Gordon. Thank you for joining us, sir. I see you over there. Right? Is there anybody else? Any questions for here in Catadupa? Nobody? That is to show the member of parliament is working and is working effectively. So therefore all of your needs have been answered this evening. Anything else? I think that is it. Alright, so since that is it, we are going to ask everyone please to stand seated and may we have our national anthem be sung for closing. May we ask if you are seated, please to stand for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, may we have reverence. Ladies and gentlemen, may we stand. 1, 2, 3. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guide us with thy mighty hand. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out. I'm a little disappointed in some senior members. Please remember also, if you are not registered yet for any of the program, please to go to the tent. It is still time for you to get a skill. If you for you, if you are over 75 and you have not gotten or have any pension at all getting from the government, please to get a form to get it filled out. If you are interested in the overseas work program, please also go to the tent and get yourself registered. May you have a good night and God bless you.
We say progress. Yeah, yeah. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, labor right bell a ring. Everybody feel nice and jump up and sing. Election time and we still a win. Big up the labor right them in a yard and foreign. Big things are going, get no sigigit. And Johnny make put down to sigigit. Such man policies them weak, so he must get defeat. You say it. Big things are going, get no sigigit. And you care for the poor and the weak. BMP a play trick and treat. Them think we love sweets. Why? You know see a feel nice. This a doing if you love Jamaica, go and rock to the beat. We not done back in a poverty, but JLP, and we say prosperity. Unless want you to have a home PMP, why you to up and chicken backbone. If you did switch a time, pick up back home PMP, nah no vision, you no leave them alone. Big things are going, you know it. And Johnny make put out a shiggy. Man, and Johnny, and we say progress. Yeah, yeah. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, labor right bell a ring. Everybody feel nice and jump up and sing. Election time and we still a win. Big up the labor right them in a yard and foreign. Big things are going, get a sigigit. And Johnny make good out a sigigit. Such man policies them weak, so he must get defeat. You say it. Big things are going, get a sigigit. And Johnny